guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about the sequel to Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
The Lost World.
The Lost World, directed by Steven Spielberg. This is the only one that he came back to direct, the only sequel that he came back to direct.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting.
Is he involved in the others, though?
He probably produced them
because
or
I feel
something
like I saw
in
his
some
name
capacity.
on,
it was probably a producer.
Gotcha.
I don't think he had a big key role in the movies or anything.
Right.
But I'm excited to talk about this one. This is definitely a favorite for me growing up. I do have the VHS tape behind us right here for added effect.
You should show it up close.
Look at this. This is a lenticular VHS tape where the dinosaur, the T-Rex, is literally coming at you.
That's pretty cool.
That is so awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I also got my Jurassic Park t-shirt on today, so I'm Jurassic Park themed up.
Yeah, I am not. I've got green on. I mean, I think some of the dinosaurs are green, so.
Yeah.
It'll work.
It'll work. But before we get into it, if this is your first time discovering us here on Married with Media, hit the subscribe button. We're going to try to review all the Jurassic Park films leading up to Jurassic World Dominion. This is the Road to Dominion series on the channel. We also, review TV shows and other new release movies as well, trailer reactions, just tons of entertainment based content on this channel.
Make sure to like the video.
That I think you'll enjoy. Like the video. And comment down below. We want to know your thoughts on The Lost World. Did you grow up with this one? Do you like this one? Do you think it's a solid sequel to the first one? It's really hard to live up to that greatness of the first one.
Yeah, it is.
And we do have a review for that one on the channel, which you can go back and check out if you haven't seen already.
We'll have to link it.
We'll have to link that down below. So right off the bat, let's get into it. Let's dig into The Lost World.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on this one just right out of the gate? And do you remember seeing this one when you were a kid? Do you remember watching this one along with the first one growing up?
Yeah, I think I remember watching it. Again, I don't think we made it to the theater to see it.
It did come out quite a bit later, so it was 4 years after the original, so 97.
Yeah, I mentioned this in our first review, but our family wasn't necessarily big movie goers.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I saw it in theaters, but do you remember watching it? And then revisiting it this time. It's definitely not my favorite.
Yeah.
And I guess I have some issues with it. I don't know. It's not my favorite. It's good, but I don't know. I remember
watching this movie when I was a kid, but I honestly have more memories watching it on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have had to have seen it in theaters, but I don't have any memories of seeing this for the first time in theaters like I do the original. But I've always enjoyed this one. And watching it now, I do still think it's an underrated sequel. I actually think it's pretty great. Again, I know you said you didn't like it as much, but I actually really enjoy this sequel a lot. I think where it suffers a little bit is just in the story and the characters aren't as great as the first one. Yeah. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that at all.
It's just as far as
what doesn't work for you and what does.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the characters. Or the actors, maybe.
Yeah, you were saying you're not a big Julianne Moore fan.
Yeah, I don't love her. Just her facial features. Or is that what I'm trying to say? The way that she
emotes.
Yeah, the way she emotes. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way, and I'm oh, it's so annoying. And I don't know. Do
you like Jeff Goldblum coming back as the lead? Because he's more of he has a lead in the original, but I would say he's more of a side character in the original.
I mean, honestly, I feel like he did pretty well for being more of a lead. I thought the whole him and his daughter sneaking there without him knowing. Yeah. I thought that I feel like that worked well for me. I thought that that was fine. But
Vince Vaughn in this movie really doesn't have a lot to do. His character's not memorable at all. And it's Vince Vaughn, and you look at him, you're it's Vince Vaughn. I know Vince Vaughn. He's been in tons of movies.
Yeah.
But it's in this movie.
His character is pretty you know, what's the point? Like,
it's pretty lifeless. It feels like he's just in there to be there.
I will say though, something that really bugged me with the story is they've got the one guy who, you know, you've got that big epic scene, I guess, where they're in the like RV trailer or whatever.
That's one of the big sequences of the movie.
And you know, they've taken the baby T-Rex because they're trying to help it, but the like parents are trying to get their baby back, and you know, they're attacking the RV and trying to push it off a cliff and all that. Well, the one guy that's there, I don't know what his name is. But he basically is trying to save all of them. Like there's even the part where he stays up in the tree in the I don't know what you call it.
It's like the little tree house thing that they made for him.
They like go up in the air because the little girl's scared and she's like, get me up high, get me out of here. And so he like stays up there with her while her dad goes back down to help them. And so anyway, he's doing all this stuff to help them and everything. And then, you know, ultimately, spoiler alert, he gets ate by a T-Rex.
It was a very, like, sacrifice. It was like a self-sacrifice.
Like, what annoyed me is that they, like, don't even talk about it. They just, like, get up. They, you know, they make it out.
There is a scene. Jeff Goldblum does acknowledge it. He goes, hey, that's our friend you're talking about, because they talk about how they had just ate and they probably aren't hungry right now. He's like, well, that's our friend you're talking about. Like, he does say something, but it is very small.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever they get back up and they're good or whatever, there's no like...
Yeah.
Because, like, they were down, like, hanging off of the cliff. So, like, they wouldn't even really know what happened to him. And so they get up there, and I may be talking about this for too long, but it really bothered me. Because they get up there, and there's no, like... I could tell it
bothered you when we were watching it.
Yeah, there's no, like, where is he? Like, oh, my gosh, he must have got eaten. Like, there's no...
they just get lifted up by the military team.
And then it's, like, on to the next scene. Like, they literally don't talk about it at all, and that just annoyed me.
A lot of movies, you know, do that kind of thing, and it does get a little, you know, annoying at times. But like I said, it's not strong when you base it off like the characters and the stories, but I do think that this does what a really good sequel should do. You know, it kind of ups the ante. It brings in new dinosaurs. Like you do have the Compies debuting in this one. You don't just have one T-Rex, you have two T-Rex. You got the baby T-Rex. So you got a lot of new dinosaurs.
I don't feel like that's that impressive. I
think that this movie has more you know, big set piece moments than the original. Like the original, when I'm thinking about the big set piece moments, I'm thinking of the T-Rex coming through the gate.
Right.
And this one has the RV, it has the raptors in the field, it has the big sequence at the end in San Diego, which I always thought was just the coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, that's probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah, just
not
like
even the
seeing the dinosaurs
part.
In the city was just awesome, and hopefully we'll get to see stuff like that in the new one.
Yeah, the T-Rex going into the backyard, and the kid looks out the window, and then it eats the dog, and all
that stuff as a kid when I watched this was always, you know, super fun. Now it does have, you know, the stupid sequence where the little girl flip kicks the raptor out the window, which is like, she wouldn't really be able to do that probably.
Oh, yeah. See, that really bugged you. Our daughter loved that scene.
So. But it's fun for kids, right? Yeah. So, I mean, I remember watching that as a kid and be like, yeah, she kicked the raptor. You know, that's pretty cool.
I feel like it would
There's a lot of cool stuff, like when they're all running from the T-Rex through the jungle, and the one guy's like falls down in the puddle, and it like stomps him and then like picks him up, and they're all running. He's like eating them as they're running, and they go into the little waterfall. Like I always, you know, all that stuff's really, really good. A lot of exciting moments.
The waterfall part was pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of exciting moments.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a good sequel. I think it's a solid sequel.
Yeah, it's not that I hate it. I don't hate it. Like I still think it's good, but I guess I just don't love it like maybe a lot of other people do. I don't know.
Yeah, I was prepared to like really just gush about this movie. You kind of brought me down a little bit. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm sorry.
I think it's actually really great, and I think it's super underrated because I think a lot of people will say that the first one is great, and after that they don't really measure up to that. And I don't think that this measures up. I just think it's far better than a lot of people would give it credit for.
Okay, so what would you give it?
I would give this a solid 4 out of 5. Gotcha. Again, like a lot of stuff works for me in this movie. It gets a little bit silly with Jeff Goldblum and his performance sometimes in this movie is like the main thing that kind of takes me out of it. It's just his like slow pauses and just his one-liners, like when he's just like pausing and he's like, hold on to something, this is going to be bad. And then the T-Rex is like, you wouldn't actually say that. You would scream, like, hold on to something. Like, the T-Rexes are coming. It's just some of those sequences, like, he does that a couple of times.
Like, he had looked out the window and saw it coming. And
he's, like, you know, saying things in the game, like, there's the oohing and eyeing, and then there's the running and the screaming. And he's, like, all these, like, silly, like, Jeff Goldblum-isms.
I don't know, though. I feel like that's very 90s as well, though.
It's charming, like, because it's Jeff Goldblum. By the time it's, like, kind of takes me out of it a little bit. And then
I don't know. I feel like that's, like you said, it is, like, him.
And one thing that really bothers me about these later movies, and this one, and we'll talk about the third one next, is how just they go into these environments where they know there's killer dinosaurs on the loose, and it does not feel like they're prepared at all. Like, they're just going in with, like, cameras to take pictures. Like, you know what's out there.
Right.
Like, why are you all messing around taking pictures? It just seems like suicide.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't understand what's actually here.
I mean,
it just feels weird.
They were prepared, I feel like, in this one.
They were. I mean, that little treehouse thing they had was pretty... Well, when the other team came, they were prepared. But, like, the initial team that John Hammond sends to do research.
Yeah, so...
It's just like...
I just, like, want to briefly talk about that since we just brought it up. Like... Having that other team there, I felt like that was kind of pointless too. Like, it was...
Yeah. It adds... That team is strictly to add to the body count. Because there's more people that die in this movie than the first one. It's because there's more people that's there.
Yeah, I don't know. That part didn't really...
It's for the body count. They want more people to die. Like, they want more people for the Raptors to eat in the fields.
Yeah, and I guess, like, too, like, they were trying to show how... you know, they were trying to... like, hunt them and, like, trap them and, like, kind of not be nice to the dinosaurs, whereas the other team, you know, they're more, like, live and let live kind of thing.
Yeah, because that was the point, that was the son's agenda, or the nephew's agenda. John Hammond's nephew was he wanted to trap them. They were creating parks in the United States, like in San Diego. They had a park ready, and they were trying to trap the dinosaurs to bring them over to be in those parks. So yeah, another thing I want to highlight real quick is the score. I think the score of this movie is awesome. It's not the same as the first one. It is John Williams doing it again, but I just think it's much more, it just has a lot more oomph to it, a lot more like kind of like battle themes. It almost reminded me a little bit of Game of Thrones in some spots with the score. I really love the score to this one. But yeah, that's, you know, it's some good practical effects again. I think all the effects work really good. And I enjoy this one, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. What would you give it?
I'm trying to think. I'd probably give it 3.75.
Oh, you're going for the 7.5, huh?
Yeah,
that's a new wrinkle.
Mean, I don't want to say 4 because...
Then you would be on the same page as me. And
yeah,
you don't feel
I'm surprised that you're not rating it higher, honestly.
I don't think I could get it to a 4.5. Again, it's not a perfect movie. It's not of the quality of the first one by far. It's not as deep.
That's not what our ratings are about. It's about how we...
I think a 4 out of a 5 is good. I really do love the movie. I think a 4 out of a 5 is a good rating for this movie. Okay. You want me to bump it up to a 4.5?
No, it's okay.
I'll bump it up to... Look, let's give it a 4.5. I think it's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm saying 3.75, so.
Okay, there you go. But look, that was our review of The Lost World, you know, Jurassic Park 2. We'll be back soon to talk about Jurassic Park 3 and the rest of the movies. And, you know, well, we've got some other stuff coming as well, so definitely hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video and comment down below, guys. What are your thoughts on The Lost World? Let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye.